James, how do you do the things you do? I still can't believe that it's true. I get hungry when I think of you. Like champagne and caviar, you're such a treat. Like cherries to believe, you're oh so sweet. You whet my appetite each time we meet. Oh, James, it's true. I get hungry when I think of you.
Hi, I'm James Barber. Today we're going to play with oranges. I feel like oranges because I've just been doing a bunch of research on Chinese New Year, and Chinese New Year is different to everybody else's New Year. And oranges are very special because they're gold, and this means gold and luck and all sorts of things. Every time I play with oranges, I like what happens. You don't just have to have orange juice for breakfast. What I'm going to do here, show you how to make an orange pound cake first of all, and then we're going to do orange and lamb and orange and chicken, and we're going to do a whole bunch of really interesting things with orange you never thought of. Get some milk, about half a cup of milk, and get the juice of an orange. Now you put it together like this. I want you to see what happens, because I want the orange juice to go in there. The orange is sort of acid, and what we're doing is making instant sour milk, which is going to have the same flavor. It's not really rotten milk, it's going to be sour milk, and it's going to have that great like sour cream flavor to it without all the calories. Okay, that's the secret. So we just put that up together and let it sit there and go sour. I've taken the zest off this orange before I squeezed it. If you ever want to, I mean, sometimes you want to peel oranges and you want to play with oranges and get them properly peeled, and they won't peel, they're hard to get. So what you do, the best thing to do, is to pop an orange into boiling water if you want to, you want it to peel easily. But we'll deal with that later. Right now I've got some zest here. Now, take a bowl. It's a quick instant pound cake, okay? We want butter, about half a cup of butter. And you can use margarine, you can use oil, but butter tastes better. We want some sugar. We want a cup of sugar. This is my fancy measuring spoon. It's just, instead of putting, that's a half a cup in there like that. Let's put half a cup in there. Let's not put it, let's leave some, because the less sugar you put in things, the better they taste, I think. So we're going to stir this all together, and stirring it together, they will say cream it together. You can put it in the blender, you can put it in the food processor, but it's a lot more fun to be doing this, because while you're doing it, you can talk to the kids, you can talk to the cat, you can talk to that dog, and you can just cream it all together. The trick is to get all the little lumps out of it and keep mashing down as though it was potatoes. All right? It'll cream easier if you've got more sugar in there, but we're just trying to look after our waistlines. Okay, so there we are. We've got the sugar and the butter creamed together. Eggs, 1, 2 eggs. Same, instant meeting together. See, things are now going, just a few little granules in there, which will give it texture, that sort of fluffiness you like in a cake. Okay, we want some flour. Now, again, flour. See, it doesn't matter what kind of measuring thing you use. I mean, this is about a cup. Well, there's half a cup, bang, and there's another half a cup, more or less. Things are very seldom exact in good kitchens. Mix it all together and dump in that nice orange zest that suddenly it starts to look a different color. We want some baking powder. We should have put the baking powder in with the flour. We didn't, we forgot. So we'll put it in now. We'll sprinkle it all over so that it starts, not just in one lump, so that it gets to be mixed throughout the whole lot. Mix it together until it's until it's getting quite stiff and lump, but you do want the flour to get incorporated. That's it. It's just sucking up the flour now, and the bowl will go quite clean. See? Okay. Now, the milk, the soured. See how lumpy it goes? Because it's soured. And it's got that great flavour to it. It's not just ordinary sour, it's a orange flavoured sour. And then you have to do it, just wriggle it in there, slosh it up quickly, get the side of the fork going, and make sure you pick up all the, that's it, it's going now. Now, you could put this in a cake tin if you wanted to, but it would take 45 minutes. So what you do is get a muffin tin. All right, a little grease in the muffin tin, a little fat, whatever, and then you just pour it in there. I'm going to get a spoon or something to do this with. It'll be, here, this is a good way to do it, right? I'll just pour that in there like that. That's enough. Now, when you're cooking in muffin tins, sometimes you haven't got enough to go all the way around. So what you do is, there, fill those up like that, and then the ones that you haven't got anything to put in, you put in a little water, because that will make it balance out. So here I've got a kettle. It means that this lot on this end doesn't get cold, and it's sort of balanced. You just try and be a little bit more careful than I am. And then you just bung them in the oven at 350 degrees, which is what I'm going to do, and take a break, and I'll be back in, whoops, 2 minutes. Okay? Don't go away.
James will be back in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to oranges. That's what we're cooking today, is oranges, and what I'm cutting up, just so you'll know, is not an orange. It's a squash. So I'm going to show you how to do a really great vegetable dish. You can do this at Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever you want. You get a squash, right? And you cut it in slices and you pull the pips out of the middle. Now, when you pull the pips out, you wash them under the tap and get all that sticky stuff off, and then cook them in the oven at about 325 degrees for 15 minutes. They're great. You put a little salt on them and kids love them. But what you can do, instead of doing, what you can do with this is to take a baking dish and your bits of squash, like that, and put them in a baking dish. This is all there is to this recipe. This is really easy. If we had a bigger baking dish, if I had a bigger one, have I got a bigger one? No, I haven't, but there you are. All you got to do now is to slice and peel an orange. Here's our orange that was in the hot water. See how easily that skin comes off. If you're going to cook with it, you can just put it in there and see it just comes off really easy, and all the pith comes off it. So there we are, and then you cut it thin. And the best way to cut an orange, if you can manage it, is with a bread knife, serrated knife, because it just cuts better. And all you got to do is just cut the orange up into slices. If you've got a great big orange, one great big squash, it works better. 2 ways to get the top off an orange. One is to do it with a knife, and the other, get your teeth in there. Have a go. Depends what kind of family you come from. And especially if you've got false teeth. It doesn't work if you've got false teeth, I'll tell you that. Now, so here we go. We'll pull the skin off this one, and all you do is to, people like this kind of thing, because squash gets a bad reputation. People say squash, I don't like squash. Well, all right, they don't like squash. Get some bigger orange and just cut it up into slices, and it doesn't matter if it falls apart. All you do is dump the orange on top of it, put that bit around there like that, because that's That fits. See, and put that bit around there. Oh, we've got a nice bit to go in there. Yeah, there's a nice bit to go in the middle of that. And then here's, well, we'll fit that around the side of there. What you're trying to do is to get the orange juice into the squash. And it goes in nicely and easily. All right, you get a little bit of butter, and you put a little bit of butter on top of each bit of orange. Don't have to be too fussy with it, just spread it around a little bit. Butter, squash. All right, a bit more butter. Put that on there, and the orange goes on. Here's another piece of orange, we can put that on there. And then put a little bit, you want to flavor it up a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. If you don't like the butter, you can put oil on there. It spreads easier, but just put a little bit of salt on there, a little bit of salt on that one, okay? A little bit of pepper, both of them, just so everything gets a little bit of touch like that. Now, crank up the fire and heat up a few walnuts. That's it. The walnuts we'll put in there just to, just to get them crisp, just to start them getting crisp. They don't need to go in there too long because they go in the oven and they'll crisp up in there, but we want to get the flavor before we start. We want a little bit of cinnamon. See, this is a sort of Moroccan dish. A little bit of cinnamon on there, like that. And if you've got it, a little bit of orange flower water. You can get it in East Indian stores, get it in drugstores, in the pharmacist, whatever. Just a few drops. You don't want too much because it's a really potent perfume to it. Now, you don't want to put it behind your ears. It's too potent for that. People will look at you in elevators if you do that. And don't want to do that, all right? And then you get a little bit of parsley to have ready for it. What you do with this now, we've got the muffins, the pound cake in the oven, all right? And I'm going to show you that. I'm just whip them out and let you have a quick look at them. That goes in there to see how quickly they cook, how gorgeous they are. See, already. Isn't that nice? That's going to take about another couple minutes, but I'm going to turn it round so that the back end gets, that's right, so we get them cooked evenly all round. Nice orange flavored muffins. Now that's one way to do it. If you wanted to do, let's get rid of this junk here. We're dealing with oranges, right? So partially we're going to have, we shove that all over there. We don't need more squashes. Okay, now, if you wanted to make a really great salad, what you can do is get an orange, and one of the easy ways to peel an orange is to take a knife and cut down through the skin. Just cut down through the skin with your knife, and then pull the top off like that, and there. This is a blood orange. I want you to see this. The color of this is unbelievable. It grows in southern Italy and in California. Now, it used to be just in southern Italy, and in southern Italy, in the springtime when these oranges were in, there they were, ready to make a salad. I'm going to cut this into slices. I'm going to cut up a couple more. When you get back, 2 minutes, I'll show you how to make something really nice.
The Urban Peasant will be right back.
We're dealing with oranges today. All right, now this is a blood orange. This is a great salad. Watch what we do with it. Cut up, you don't have to have blood oranges, but this is a little bit of green onion on the top, a little bit of sliced basil. And this is a salad, Moroccan salad, with no oil in it, all right? So it's pretty. You pour a little bit of orange flower water over the top, just like that, just a little tiny bit, just to moisten it. And that's what you do. You put mint very big in Morocco, and put mint and basil, and there we are. So we've got that. It's a salad. Now and we put, of course we had the walnuts, remember? So we put walnuts around the edge of it, just like that, and you've got yourself a great and different salad. Now let's see, I'll show you to cook with oranges. There's only 4 recipes in the world, you know about that. You bake it, boil it, fry it, or make a mess of it. Okay, we're going to fry. And we're going to do two things. We're going to do lamb and chicken, both with oranges. Okay, get the pan hot, crank them up high, and for both of them, you get, as soon as the pan is hot, you get a little bit of oil. And the pan's almost hot. Got some chicken breast, and these are lamb chops. Okay, we need a peeled orange. So we'll peel an orange and get it ready. See how the skin isn't coming off that one so easily as it did off that one before. Let's try another one. And that's better. That's going to come off easily. So while the pans are getting hot, we'll just, it doesn't matter. You see, you can do the same thing. We're going to use lamb and we're going to use chicken, but you could also use tofu, or you could use a little bit of diced pork. You know, it's just a learning to be familiar with different things. So there we are. We've got one orange. I'll get another one. Now, oil, about a tablespoonful of oil. It's the best diet tip in the world. I get all these things about how can I reduce my, well, non-stick fry pan will do it for you because you don't have to use so much oil. That's all there is to it. Right, the pan is hot. In goes, lamb chops don't take long to cook. Let's do 3 of them in here. If they're not 2, let's do 4. And there'll be one for each of the camera guys, okay? And in this one, we're going to put some chicken. So into the hot oil, again, goes the chicken, and just pop it in there like that. So we've got lamb in one, chicken in another one. We need onion, so we just cut up an onion, and have it fairly small so it will cook quickly. You can do this when you get home from work because it's something different. All I had in the fridge was an onion and some chicken, and this great hunk came to supper. Well, this is how you deal with it, right? Garlic, we want a clove of garlic for each pan. So don't forget, what we've got in there is meat, just meat. Is that one going? That's better. It's going now. That's better. Okay. Now, flip that over. See? Brown on the underside. The heat is up high. And the outsides of it are seared and getting that great flavor. All right, now we can turn that down a little bit. This is going to go, change color, fast as we can. We're going to chop up the garlic. I don't like rushing through stuff like this, but sometimes I just want to show you because there's nothing really to cooking if you're sensible about it. We'll put a little bit of garlic in with that one, a little bit of garlic and salt in with that one. We'll put half the onion in there like that, half the onion in there. So we got same things in each pot, except we started off differently. We started off with chicken in one and lamb in another one. Chicken you have to turn over a bit more because those little bits in there. Let's get something that'll get underneath it. There, that'll turn it over like that. But keep the heat up, going good and high. Now what you do now is the standard seasonings, a little pepper, right, and a little pepper in there. See, things in both, but they're both going to be different. A little bit of salt in both. A little bit of salt, that one. Okay. Some parsley we're going to need for both of them. So we'll chop up the parsley. There. Don't need a fancy parsley chopper. Just keep your fingers out of the way. Chop up the stalks as well, because the stalks have got lots of nourishment in them and they taste good. And besides, you don't want to waste things. Right, that's ready to go. Now, oranges. Let me grab a couple of these from over here so we get lots of orange juice. You can do this with orange juice out of a can if you want to. Just cut it in half like that. And into each one goes orange juice. Same trick. Each of the pans. There it is. Okay. One, as much orange juice as you think will be good. Turn it all over with the chicken. And the chicken's getting cooked underneath now. And you cook the chicken until it's done. And you cook the lamb chop. The onions are getting cooked in there like that. All right. Just don't overdo it. And be ready for it to go. Let it sit there for about 5 minutes. Now, I'm just going to quickly, before we go, grab this cake in little tins out of the oven. And there we are, ready to go. I'll be back right after the tip.
Don't go away. James will be right back.
There's our chicken with oranges. We put the oranges in for the last 30 seconds. That's great. There's the lamb. Same recipe, all right? Same recipe, but this is the lamb chop. What you do with both of those is to sprinkle a little bit of parsley over the top, just like that, and a little bit of orange zest, because that makes it look pretty, right? We made a salad out of blood oranges, walnuts, no oil. We put a little bit of orange zest on there, and then we finish up with our muffins, which are cakes, all right? And those, you don't have to put them in the right way up. You put them in the wrong way up, like this, and everybody gets delighted because they look so nice. And then there it is, all right? You put a little bit of orange zest around it like that. You sprinkle a little bit of icing sugar over top. Now that's a pretty good looking cake for about a 3-minute job, isn't it? You get all these fancy recipes that ask for buttermilk, and most people just haven't got it hanging around. So you take a cup of ordinary milk and put in the juice of orange or lemon or grapefruit, and there you are, instant buttermilk. Hi. Oh, forgot the squash. Hold on. Wow. There we go. That's the great thing about things you cook in the oven. They just go on cooking and get overdone. But look, isn't that pretty? Look at all the juice that's gone out of that sugar, out of the oranges.